त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम वेत्तासि वेद्यम च परम च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनंत रूप। वायु यमः अग्निवर्णः शशांकः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहस्य नमो नमस्तेस्तु सहस्रकृत्वा पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते। You are primeval God, you are primordial spirit, you are the ultimate shelter of the universe. You are knower and the noble and supreme abode. The universe is fully pervaded by you, being of infinite forms. You are the God of wind, God of death, God of fire and water, the moon god and great grandfather of beings. We salute to you thousands and again and again. In last session, I have described about the body function of affected by the Sattvic Maya. Sattvic Maya affects our body. And what is the conclusion? And now in this session, I am presenting a new subject, body functions affected by Rajasi Maya. When Rajasi Maya affects the body, what factors are shown? The majestic Maya has a clear influence on the human body. The kind of mold covered with the influence of the Rajasi Maya can be seen clearly from the conduct, behavior, symptoms. We can also that such a person acting under the influence of the Rajasi illusion, Rajasi Maya. Like the influence of the Sattvic Maya, the influence of Rajasi Maya also remain clearly on the body and can be felt. Observe the effect of the Rajasi Maya on the body. Number 1. Unlimited aspirations. Human beings perform many different kinds of worldly deeds subject to their desires and aspirations. Man's entire life lives in fulfillment of innumerable hopes. Hundreds of aspirations are generated in a single day when a human becomes subject to the Rajasi illusion. Then a number of worldly desires arise in his mind. Thus, wide range of desires is due to influence of the Rajasi Maya. If a man has many kinds of aspirations, then it should be understood that the Rajasi Maya is exerting his influence on him, subject to which he is presenting all these numerous eternal aspirations and weaving a web of desires. Number 2. Origins of ego. The emergence and manifestation of ego in a human being is due to a specific influence of Rajasi Maya. In the past, all types of ego distinctions have been described. The only reason for the origin of them all is Rasi Maya. The majestic covers man with the false knowledge and illusion. Man is covered with the false knowledge and false belief and imagines ego in it. I am mine, I am knowledgeable, my knowledge is correct. This feeling is due to the origin of ego in this way. The ego's expressions are generated by the unique influence of Maya. Number 3, the attitudes of worldly enjoyments. When a man enters teenage, there are amazing changes in the body and becomes subject to those changes in subject enjoyments. The work is done naturally, seeking the world, being attracted to the enjoyments of the world is a common fact. The tendency towards subject enjoyments is not unintentional, unintentional. It is by the seeing of false feeling of happiness as them a addition to human teenage. Youth moves towards worldly subject in old age. The main reason of indulging in worldly pleasures and tending towards subjective pleasures in the Rajasi Maya. Next number, the desire for fulfillment and attainment, the enjoyment. This desire is the work of Rajasi Maya. Enjoyments also originated from the influence of the Rajasi Maya. The effort that a made is fulfill of aspirations and attain the subjective pleasure. Also due to the influence of the Rajasi Maya, man desires and imagines his feeling of joy, worldly pleasures. All of them inspire humans to fulfill their wishes and strive for the attainment of worldly pleasures. In such a situation, a human being starts an effort inspired by some unknown power. This effort is due to the influence of Rajasi Maya. Next number, origin of worldly thirst. When a person feels thirsty, thirst is born. He feels distraught with thirst and experiences it, and these tries to get water. This feeling of thirst is to do man. In the same way, there is a feeling of apes on feeling hungry. He discovers food when he feels the apes. This is the feeling of thirst, and apes is not without reason. Just like thirst and apes, the desire and enjoyment worldly pleasures also awakens in the human. He feels that the desire of worldly pleasures should be fulfilled. This desire is feeling of worldly pleasures, and the craving the enjoyments is called tasna. Tasna originates from the influence of the Rajasi Maya, just as water and sunlight sprout seeds in the earth. Similarly, this majestic Maya originated Tasna of thirst, and a Rajasi Maya effects unnecessary labor. There are two types of labor, one unnecessary and the other necessary. Necessary labor is that which is done for the conduct of duty deeds. There, after realization of duty deeds, such essential action is the religion of every human being. The arbitrary conduct which is done without considering the duty of work is called unnecessary labor. What to do in this unnecessary karma? What not to do? There is a knowledge of this fact. Due to lack of knowledge, covered by ignorance, a person does unnecessary work, which involves unnecessary labor. This is due to predominance of the Rajasi Maya, Rajasi form of Maya. The Rajasi Maya drives man unnecessary labor. Next, origins of humor. Generally, man wants in happy. When he is happy, the expression of happiness reflects on his face. Medical scientist and the psychologist says that being happy is beneficial for health. A person who is happy survives many diseases. So people make them efforts and happiness. Comedy plays short stories and wants to be happy with them. There are not real happiness. There is the artificial delight that comes from the execution of the comic. Genuine happiness arises from the facts out of total abandonment of vices, loss of attachment, complete retirement from ego, does of spontaneously. Their artificial pleasure comes from humor. She comes for few memories. There is the influence of Rajasi Maya. Then Rajasi Maya from the Maya generates a sense of humor. So there are some facts which I have presented before you, and in the by effect of Rajasi Maya. Really, Rajasi Maya is the most important kind of Maya, and every man moves in a world for many work. That is due to Rajasi Maya. It is main fact of Rajasi Maya, and we cannot understand the influence of Rajasi Maya. We work in young age, in mature age and old age, work and work, day and night, by the influence of Rajasi Maya. This is real fact, and we do not know. We do not know the effect of Rajasi Maya, and whole life we work to gain the wealth, property, profession, and fame, and want to worldly enjoyment only due to Rajasi Maya. Rajasi Maya is very powerful, and that attacked us and whole of the world and beings very much. Now in whole world, Rajasi Maya attracts every person. We want wealth, we want property, we want enjoyment, we want any good situation or fame. And after wanting the wealth, property, fame, any type of enjoyment, and try to get, and we work very much. This is due to Rajasi Maya. And this session is ending. We will meet you and describe some other fact about Rajasi Maya. Om Shahnavatu Shahnau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavai Deshinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.